Hey everyone, welcome back to Shipshape. Today I'm just gonna go and do the gas readings, so I'm gonna take you along on that. So this is one Ford hold. So what we do is we use the little gas detector. Just put it in like a little crack, and as you can see, the gas reading is 0. We also measure the vents. As well as something called the scuppers. So I'd say that would be 1.8. Okay, so here we are at the cross deck of 1 aft and 2 forward. So this is 1 aft. So I won't show you all the cross decks because they're all pretty similar. You just come out here and you can see the expanse of the ocean through this little gap. A bit of land today. A bit disappointing because normally when there's land, normally when we're passing Papua New Guinea, which we are at the moment, there's signal, but must be a different route on this ship because there's no signal. So bit of a bummer because it's always exciting when you're sort of waiting to get the signal. It's only been one other ship that I haven't been able to get signal. Oh, just randomly, just quickly check this out. This is such a mean bag. It actually folds up into a little, a tiny little, little packet, and you can just sort of take it anywhere. So it's perfect for this job. So again, we just put it here in the little crack. Wait for it to say anything, if anything. And as you can see, it's 0. You have to keep it there for a couple of minutes because, or at least a minute, or at least 30 seconds or so, because sometimes it takes a while for it to actually read anything. And the gas is all clear around here, which is good. Come to the scupper. And I can see it through without the phone that is 0. And the vent. Is also 0. So we just do this for a handful of holds. There's 1 forward, the one that did previously. Then this one's 1 aft. Across the ways down that side is 2 forward. And then there's 2 aft, 3 forward, 3 aft, 4 forward, and 5 forward, 4 aft, and then 5 forward. So each hold we just do the gas readings and the corresponding vents and scuppers, and we do that twice daily. And then there's all sorts of different areas inside that we do 3 times a day, including the bridge, a random room, the engine room, and just the CO2 room, and just a handful of different places. So pretty much a daily, work day will take about 2 hours. So very cruisy job. I hear some fumigators actually complain about the company. The company has only ever been good as to me. And the job itself is definitely nothing to complain about. I mean, there's the isolation aspect, you're not in civilization, you can't go down to the shop to get some food, you can't go on the internet, there's a lot of stuff you can't do, but you know what you've signed up for before you do that. So with this ship you have to actually climb up here to get back up. A lot of ships, they have ladders down this part as well, but this ship you have to climb up there. Some of the logs are in the way to even do this, so you have to go through this whole crane tower like I did before on the previous one. You can also go on the outside, there's ladders, but the ladders on this ship aren't very close to the logs at all, and I just find that a little bit dangerous. With previous ships, the logs were actually close to the ladder, so you didn't actually have much of a gap to go to. But this one, I mean, if you fall off that ladder, you're absolutely dead. I'll quickly show you. Hopefully this camera will give it justice how far down this is. I mean, if you fall down here, I mean, you can't. That doesn't really show it, but it's very steep and very tall, and there's no way you can scamper yourself back up. So I'm going to go jump back up on the logs now and do the rest of the cross decks for the day. And that's basically the external part of our gas readings. I thought while I'm on top of the logs again, I'll just quickly show you what I meant by the ladders are far away from the logs. By the way, I was going to record walking along all the logs and just speed it up, you know, when I edited it, but I actually tripped over one of those lashings and hurt my knee quite badly, so I thought I'd better not, I better be careful with this thing. So see, that's not actually too bad, but some of the, because you've still got that little ledge you can go on, but a lot of the ladders on this ship, they're quite far away from the logs. You've got to really stretch out to reach them, and that sort of gives you a little bit of an idea what I was talking about before. Not so much, I don't really want to go down there with the camera because it really, it's not overly safe. So, but yeah, I've got to just to give you an idea. See, that's lashing, so they actually lash up all the logs at the port. You guys might have heard recently in Gisborne, unfortunately, one of the crew members, the lashing came undone or something and actually killed one of the crew members. So this job, just like any job, is, you know, has its potential dangers. There's one fumigator who actually, see, I've just got to climb up there to get back up to that part of it. But there's one fumigator recently who actually fell off the logs onto one foot and broke his leg. So, you know, each job has its own potential dangers, and this job is definitely no different. There are potential dangers there, but if you're careful, if you you know, are conscious about what you're doing, conscientious, and just focus on what you're up to, then you know, it's a pretty safe job. But like I said, it can be potentially quite dangerous. But yeah, so that's one of the main parts of the job. We just do that daily. This is just one crane tower, and there was one, and the one cross deck that I showed you down there. So as I said, there's a handful of them. So just going to walk along these logs, go to each one, and do the gas readings for each one. Now that I'm up on top of that little bit that I showed you, just thought I'd give you a quick little bit of a panoramic view of the ship. As you can see, it's pretty long. Most ships we work on are around about 180 metres long, around about 30 metres wide. So, you know, when you think about it, that's almost 2 rugby fields. And it's just beautiful out here. Nice day. It's about 30 degrees. Always a bit buzzy seeing land after not seeing any for a while. Start seeing a few ships too at this stage of the trip. Saw a few earlier, none around at the moment. So, but see, that's what we normally see, just the horizon, which is, you know, a beautiful part of the world in the middle of the ocean. So I just thought I'd take you around the stern of the ship, the back of the ship, now that I'll finish for the day doing the readings. So this is what the back of the ship looks like. Always looks so refreshing to just jump in there, but you know, if I did, that'd be the last thing I ever did. So got a couple of lifeboats on either side too. Normally got one of those ones like from Captain Phillips that sort of gets catapulted into the sea, but I think this ship doesn't have one of those. So there you have it, guys. It's just doing the gas readings on the outside of the ship. Do that twice a day, and do the insides 3 times a day. There's certain areas of the insides, like I said, someone's random bedroom, the air conditioning, the engine room, the bridge, and probably about 20 different places. So yeah, that's one of the main parts of the job, which obviously is pretty cruisy job. So Tune in, make sure you subscribe and like to my channel. Tune in for the next exciting adventure, exciting episode of Ship Shape. And as always, much love.